Welcome to Streamlit Essentials. This is a complete course on building web apps with Python, from your very first app all the way to deployment. I am genuinely excited to start this journey with you because I built this course for a specific kind of a person: the builder, the prototyper, the one who wants to truly master this craft. Streamlit is powerful. Honestly, Streamlit is very, very powerful. It is the standard. Right now, it is the standard for rapid prototyping today. And at its core, it represents freedom. I know it's a bit philosophical, but hear me out. At its core, it represents freedom from JavaScript, freedom from heavy front-end frameworks, freedom from the long, complicated path that used to stand between you and a working app. And here's a magic. You don't sacrifice quality. You don't sacrifice quality in Streamlit. No, you don't. You still get smooth, responsive, interactive apps. The kind of polished apps people expect from modern front-end tools. But you get it using only Python. Everything here is completely free. The course book, you will get this course book. You can download this course book for free, right? The code, the entire code repository. I'll show you the code repository also. The projects, everything. The download links are below this video. You can take them, use them, share them. Let's build something amazing together, right? Okay. Let me show you your toolkit for this entire playlist. First, the companion course book. Because your companion course book is going to be your guide. There are 9 complete chapters. In fact, let me show you. So this is the course book. You can see on your screen, right? Each chapter, there will be multiple chapters. Each chapter ends with exercises, real challenges. They are designed to make you think. And for example, every chapter, there are exercises at the end, like here. These are the exercises on your screen. So every chapter will have exercises, and you have solutions also. But I have a request here. Try the exercises first. The struggle is part of the process. That is where the learning happens. Second thing I want to show you is the GitHub repository. The GitHub repo. 1 second. Yep. Yes. So this is the GitHub repo. Can you see on your screen, right? All the code lives here. Every chapter, let's open chapter 1. So every chapter will have 3 folders. One is the starter folder, one is the final folder, one is the project folder, right? The starter is your blank canvas. Finished, your reference if you get stuck, and project is your hands-on challenge. Everything is structured, everything is ready. You can code along with me or work at your own pace, right? And you can download this entire code. You can download as a zip, but I'll recommend you to use git commands like git clone, or you can use GitHub CLI if you have installed there. I'm going to use git commands to clone this repository. I'll do that, right? Okay, let's move forward. So this is very important. So our teaching method is a bit different. Here is our methodology. Watch, code, and build. So this is our methodology. I didn't choose this structure randomly. No. In fact, I have spent decades in this industry, and I kept asking myself one question. Why do some people master programming while others just memorize code and syntax? And when I got the answer changed everything. Here is what I discovered. It comes down to mental models. This is why we start with watch. We build the mental models first. I want you to understand the reasoning behind the code. Why are we doing this? How does the data flow? We build the logic in your mind first. We build the logic in your mind first before we build it in the editor. Then comes the code. You follow along with me. You see every keystroke. You can pause. You can experiment. But now you aren't just typing characters. You are implementing the logic you already understand. Finally, the build. This is critical. Until you have something tangible in your hand, something working on your own desktop, on your server, something you can share with your friends, I don't think you will feel truly comfortable. And when you start building projects, this is where the confidence comes from. And this methodology isn't a shortcut. It's a system. It's a system designed for retention. It is how you stop memorizing and start engineering. This is how you stop memorizing and start engineering, right? Awesome. Okay, so is everyone ready? Let's start our first mode, that is watch. This is where we start building your mental models. Little bit of theory, not that much, but we'll explain you in a very fun way. I'm going to explain the core of Streamlit, what it is, how it works, and exactly when to use it. You all follow along with in your course book. You have that course book. You can download that course book. Focus on the concepts. Understanding comes first. Okay, so what is Streamlit? You might know, some of you might know Flask, Django, Fast API, and other popular frameworks. But before we go further, I want to elevate the conversation. I want you to think like a software engineer. You guys are software engineers, or some of you are already software engineers, some of you are going to be great software engineers. So I want you to think like a software engineer, not just a coder, a software engineer, an engineer, a proper engineer. So, there's a big debate out there. Is Streamlit a library or is it a framework? How many of you actually understand the difference between a library and a framework? A lot of people I have seen, a lot of my students also call Streamlit a library. They are wrong. Because there's a difference between a library and a framework. In a library, you are in charge. You call the code, you control the flow. But in a framework, the framework is in charge. Framework has its own style. It calls your code. It manages a life cycle. And Streamlit is a framework. It has its own way of doing things. It controls the execution. It manages the state. It takes a heavy lifting off your shoulders, but you have to understand that model because it's a framework, it's not a library. It's going to take as I said, it's going to take the heavy lifting off your shoulders, and so that you can focus purely on the logic. That is Streamlit. And as I said, because it is a framework, it creates what feels like magic. You write pure Python. You just write your own Python scripts, just the way you write Python. And you sprinkle Streamlit commands here and there. And Streamlit handles the rest. The web server, the UI rendering, the WebSocket connections. It is all abstracted away. And this is why we love it. What used to require a front-end developer, a back-end developer, and days of coordination between these guys, now you can do all by yourself in an afternoon. This is the power of high-level abstraction. And it isn't cheating. No, it isn't cheating. It's engineering leverage. It is engineering leverage, right? Awesome. But part of being a great engineer, you guys should start calling yourself engineers, not just coders. And a part of being a great engineer is knowing your tools. We don't use a hammer for everything, do we? No. So when do we use Streamlit? Internal dashboards, data exploration apps, machine learning demos or apps, rapid prototyping. These are the sweet spots. This is where Streamlit excels. We use it when we value speed of iteration over pixel perfected control. It's not going to give you pixel perfected controls. That is fine. But the speed of iteration, it will give you. Okay. And now I want to be completely honest with you. We are engineers, not salespeople. We don't lie. We just tell the truth. And a senior engineer knows that there are no silver bullets. Streamlit is powerful, but it is not for everything. If you want to build a massive e-commerce site, don't use Streamlit. You need a pixel perfect app, custom animations for a marketing page. Wrong tool. Streamlit is opinionated. It has its own opinion. The makers of Streamlit, they comes from a very opinionated this thought that we are going to build Streamlit for these reasons. And because of that, it trades flexibility for speed. Knowing what a tool cannot do is just as important as knowing what it can do. This is what separates the professionals from the amateurs, right? You should be very open that these are things Streamlits can't do, and we are not going to use Streamlit for these kind of things. That is perfectly fine. So before we write a single line of code, let's check our environment. I want to install in Streamlit. We want to keep it lean. We want to keep it professional. Like installing Streamlit is very simple. I'm on a Mac, but like installing Streamlit even on a Windows system is super easy. Though I have given you instructions to install Streamlit in the code book. Let's quickly look at the course workbook. So here you will find installations. How do you install? First you clone the repository, then you have to create a virtual environment, and you have instructions on macOS. You have instructions for Windows, etc. So let's first clone the repository. So let me click on this code, and in HTTPS, I'm going to click on copy URL to clipboard. I'm going to use my terminal. I'm in a folder Streamlit. So I'm going to click use git clone, paste the URL of my code repo and click enter, and it will download everything. Let me do ls for listing. Okay, download it. I'm going to change my directory to this. Okay, chapter 1, chapter 2, all done. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a virtual environment for this. I'm going to use Python virtual environment package, and the directory I'm going to create is .venv. You can create any directory. This is a convention I use. And once I have created this virtual directory, I am going to activate my virtual environment by using source.venv in folder bin. I'm going to call activate, and my virtual directory is activated, as you can see. Right now, I'm going to install pip install Streamlit. Awesome. It's downloading a lot of packages like pandas, pillows, pillow, protobuf, etc. Right? Let's check Streamlit version. Streamlit version is 1.51. Awesome. Now let's open our IDE. I'm using VS Code, right? I'm using VS Code. You can use whatever, you can use PyCharm, Cursor, etc. I'm using VS Code. I'm going to open my VS Code in this directory itself. Awesome. Can you see my screen? Okay. So here in chapter 1, I'm going to go to starter, and this is my app.py. Perfect. So what we have done is we have, I have Python 3.8. Check your Python versions. Then you need to have Git. I have Git. We have to, because we version control everything. We have to version control everything. And then proper IDE. I will be using VS Code. This is my VS Code. You can see it is the industry standard. But if you prefer PyCharm or Cursor, that works too. That's it. No plot, just essentials. If you have these 3 things, you are ready to build. Right? Now let me show you how the code is organized. Actually, I have already showed you how the code is organized. You have 3 folders: starter, finished, project, your workspace. This is where we are going to start working. 1 second, just give me 1 second. My battery is running low. Perfect. Okay. So as I said, like these are 3 directory structure. We have already discussed this. Now let's move forward. Okay. So now we have already done this. We have already, you have cloned your repo file, right? Then second, that is non-negotiable. You have to create a virtual environment. Don't install in your root directories. No, you are going to be a software engineer. You have to learn how these virtual environments work, because we cannot pollute our global Python installation. You cannot. You have to keep your workspace clean, isolated, and this is intentional. Third, install Streamlit. We have already installed Streamlit. Just one command, pip install Streamlit, and then check the version. You will see a number. Good. That means you're ready to build. We have already done that. Now the moment of truth. Let's see if the hype is real. I'll show the code data and let me start working on this. Perfect. So import Streamlit as st, right? It's a convention. Now I'm going to use this method st.method title, my first Streamlit app, right? Let's do the hello Streamlit st.write. Hello Streamlit, how are you? st.write. This is, let's write one more line. This is my first app, right? Now let's run it. Now running this is a bit different than running your Python program. So I'm going to just open my terminal here, right? This is my terminal. So I'm going to run Streamlit, run chapter 1 starter app.py. Now what Streamlit has done is actually what Streamlit has done is, if you look at my this code, so Streamlit has Streamlit has started a web server. It's used Tornado web server behind the hood, and this is the URL. I can check. This is my URL. The port is 8501, right? So I think my this app.py, have I saved it? I don't think I've saved it. Yes, I didn't save it. So now I have saved this. So you can see my first Streamlit app. Hello Streamlit, this is my first app, right? So what we have done here, we have deployed a web server, rendered a UI, and handled the routing with 3 lines of Python code, like import Streamlit as st.title, right? We have done all those things. Deployed a web server, rendered a UI, and handled the routing. This is what I call leverage. This is what Streamlit gives you. Okay. Now, let's go back to our watch mode. Now I need you to stop coding for a second. Let's stop coding for a second. Look at me. This is the most important concept in the entire course, or maybe one of the most important concepts. Because if you misunderstand this, you will struggle. And if you get this, you become unstoppable. Here is the architecture. Streamlit runs your script from top to bottom, right? Like a Python script every single time. Every time a user interacts with your app, the entire script re-executes. So this means there might be a lot of widgets like input widget, etc. And every time a user changes some value here, the entire script is going to rerun. But the thing here is Streamlit is very smart. It keeps the existing values intact. So for your user, the entire experience is very smooth and very seamless. But you have to understand, any time a user is interacting with any of those input widgets, Streamlit is going to rerun. It sounds simple, right? But it is radically different from how traditional web frameworks works. We'll discuss these things a lot, but you have to understand these two things. Script runs from top to bottom, and every user interaction causes a rerun of the entire script. Every user interaction. But Streamlit is very smart. It keeps the previous values of those interactions intact, so that the user experience, and user experience is super important, that user experience is very smooth, and very consistent also. So when I say every interaction is equal to rerun the entire thing, So let's break down. Let's break down what top to bottom actually means in production. A user types a letter, the script reruns. Let's say there's an input box. Let's say this is your Streamlit app and there's an input box. Let's say I'm writing my name. I write A, the entire thing reruns. I write N, again the entire script reruns. I write K, I, T, and then if I click on my button, go, again the entire script reruns. If they have, let's say there's a slider. If they drag the slider here and there, rerun. Now I know what you are thinking. I can hear the gears turning in your head. Wait, isn't that inefficient? Right? Isn't that slow? If it has to rerun every single time. And it is a valid question. Honestly, the question that is popping in your head is a valid question. It sounds crazy, but stick with me. The architecture is actually brilliant. Honestly, it's actually brilliant because it allows you to write code as if the state is always fresh. It removes the complexity. Once you start writing code, you will see this is going to help you because you can now say the state is always fresh. There's no complexity. And once we start coding, this mental model is going to help you a lot. And I can give you an analogy. You have to imagine an artist drawing your portrait. Let's say in a normal web app, the artist draws your face once, right? You say, make my nose bigger. The artist will change the only nose, right? But in Streamlit, the artist redraws the entire portrait. This time the nose is bigger, but the entire portrait is redrawn. But the redraw happens so fast, you barely notice. So instead of remembering what changed, Streamlit simply reruns everything and it keeps the previous values intact. It's simple, clean. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so let's start our second step, which is code, which you guys have been waiting for. This is where we build together. You can code along with me, or you can just pause this videos in between, and you can also do the code along with you. You can open your editor and follow along. You will see every line of code, every explanation, every mistake I make, and how to fix it. Okay, so ready? So for this, and you can refer to your this book also. You can see here. Okay, yes, this is where we are going to start practice-01.py. I'm going to open this file, and here is where we are going to start. So let me open practice-01.py. So first thing we have to do is, this is a starter file. I want you to start from here. These are the comments. First step is import Streamlit. We'll just import st, print something on the terminal. Reason I want to print something on the terminal is because I want to show you user interaction. Whenever user is going to interact, that print command is going to print every single time, so that I can prove you that it is rerunning the entire page, right? So let's say print something like the script running, right? Watch your terminal. And then let's create a variable number, which is equal to st.number. These are the widgets. These are the input widgets. These are the user interaction widgets. We'll study them in detail, but for now, just let's try it out. Number underscore input, and the label is pick a number, and initial, let's say give it an initial value is equal to 5. Awesome. Now we'll just write this value. Your number doubled is 1 second, number multiplied by 2, right? Okay, let's save this. Let me stop my previous Streamlit server, and this time I'm going to use practice-01.py. Fine. So let's pick a number. Let's pick a number here. So let's say 6, 12, 14, right? I'm changing the numbers and it's doubling my number. But let me go back to the terminal screen. Can you see? Script running, script running, script running. So so right now 4 times it has printed script running. Let me change this number once more. Look at the user experience, is so seamless, so smooth. But here a script is running, is the 5th time it has printed. So I have proved you. I have given you proof that whenever user is interacting, so this is my interaction. When I click on plus icon, plus button, that is my user interaction. When I click this, it will add, it will pick a number and double my number. But end of the day, script is running. The entire thing has been rerun, right? So this is how Streamlit works. Awesome, perfect. Let's start with our practice 02. Again, follow the book. This is basic. Now we are going to do the basic display commands. Okay, very simple. So again, we'll start our import. So I want you to try them on your own. Look at the comments. Look at the comments. In every comment, just these are like fill in the blanks. First, import Streamlit as st, right? Now add a title, st.title. Let's say the title is display. We can say display commands demo. Add a header. Can you guess? st.header. This is a header. Okay. Let's say subheader. st.subheader. This is a subheader, right? Now we can do st.write. You will be using st.write a lot of times. So let's say st.write can display many things. For example, it can display text numbers. st.write. It can display text. It can display numbers like 42. It can display even list also, and list also. For example, 1, 2, 3, right? Yes, let's run this. One second. This time we are using practice 02. Okay, display commands demo. This is a header, this is a subheader. st. can display. Where is the display? Text numbers. Yes. So can you see? I forgot to save. Can you see text numbers 42 and list? It displaying the list. It displaying the numbers beautifully. Let's do one thing. Let's create a variable. Age is equal to st.number underscore input. The label is, let's put a label so that people should know what they're doing. Enter your age. And the initial value could be value is equal to 18. We don't want anyone less than 18 to use our product. And then what we can do is we can add a button. We can say if st.button and the button label is submit. So this means if somebody has clicked that button, so it will give us a value of true and false. If somebody has clicked that button, the value will be true. If somebody has clicked that button, then only we'll do st.write formatted string. You are your age years old, right? Very simple. Let me save this so that it will start showing here. Okay. For some reason I saved it like, but anyways, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just adding my age, but nothing is happening because what I've done is I have put this st.write inside the if, and it will only show this line. It will only execute this lines once I click this button. So let me click on submit. You are 22 years old. Let me change my age. 23. You're 23 years old. But as soon as I change my age, can you see why this line disappeared? Because it rerun. It has rerun the entire script, and when it has rerun the entire script, this line was not there. Now, if I have to click submit again, and you're 24 years old, right? That's the reason I want to show you that mental model, because you have to understand every time a user interacts, the entire script rerun. Otherwise, you would have been expecting that, like, if I change this value, this thing should not disappear, right? But it disappears. If I change the value, it disappears, and only if I click on submit, this value appears again, like this. Fine. Okay. So we have done we have done display commands, title, headers. We have done write. We have getting the user input. We have done this. Now I want you to try this by yourself. We have done this. You can also try this. Streamlit run practice. You have done this. What you have learned, sub headers, basic display commands. You have run st title, header, subheader, right. You have done getting user input, st dot number input. You have run buttons. We have tried them. Awesome. Now the time has come for the project. Final step, build. This is where the training wheels come off. You have seen me coding. Now I want you to do something. This is where you stop following my tutorials and start building your own ideas, your own projects, your own ideas, right? Because by the end of this course, I want you to have multiple apps you can deploy. Even our chapter 9, final chapter will be a big project. Las Vegas Hotel Explorer, something of that sort. I want you to actually show these projects to even your future employers or your friends, whoever you want. So ready to start? So the practice project, look at this, the practice project from the book. Your task is to build a tiny Streamlit app that shows a new inspirational code whenever the user clicks a button. What it should include, very important, a title at the top. You know how to put title. It should include a button the user can click. A different code, whenever a user click on that button, a different code should appear each time. I want you to try building this project yourself. So this is your project is there. One is the project final. Project starter will start from project starter. What I have done is I have already given you this list of codes. Now you have to just start writing this thing. You can pause this video. You can pause this video and can start practicing this. Okay. So I hope you have tried it by yourself. Now I'm going to start coding this. But if you have not tried yourself, please pause this video and try this, open this project -starter and try doing this by yourself. Only unpause this video once you have done your own, you have put some efforts here. So I'm going to start now. Let's build our first mini project. Again, import Streamlit SST. Okay. Then we'll import random. Okay. Now we are going to set our page title. So this is the first time we are setting a page title. st.set underscore page underscore config. So this is a new method which we are discussing first time. You can do it. You can choose not to do it, but I want to show you how it works. So I'm saying there are things like page icon, page title. I'm going to use page title is equal to motivation generator. Right? Sorry for my spelling. Awesome. Now add a main title, st.title, random motivational code creator, and let's also give some instruction. Click the button to get inspiration, right? If st dot button give me motivation, this means if somebody has click on this button, then only we'll do st dot write random dot choice and we'll pass the list. Else, one second. If st dot button give me motivation, what is the error here? Okay, Pylons. Yes, I forgot the single colon. Otherwise, it will give me error. Thanks, Pylons. Else, this time we'll do else also. st dot right. Please press the button to receive motivation. Okay, let's stop. To stop, you have to use Control Z. Let me clear this. Streamlit, run, chapter. This time, not starter. This time this is in project. Project hyphen starter.py. Okay. Press the button to receive motivation. Give me motivation. The best way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Give me another motivation. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. Give me motivation again. The only limit or realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. Very small mini project, but at least we have something tangible in our hands. Awesome. So perfect. So what we have done is we have done a small mini project, and there could be some common issues and quick fixes. Please look at this book. For example, your browser doesn't open automatically. You have to manually open this browser. You can use 8501. This is a port. And if it's already in use, you can start Streamlit app, then use hyphen 2 times hyphen, then you can have your own port if your any other app is using this port. If there is a issue like no module name Streamlit, these are the troubleshooting. And finally, start doing these exercises. Once you finish this video, solutions are provided, but only look at the solutions once you have tried something on your own. I hope you like this video. In next video, we'll do some other amazing things. Till then, keep on practicing, and I'll see you soon.